Fundamentals of Chinese 1, Unit 13, Visiting a Friend's Home, Understand It. Turn to pages 122 and 123 in the textbook and take notes as we go along. Okay, so this dialogue opens up with a knock on the door. So in English, someone's knocking on the door, we say, "Who is it?" often. Who's there or who is it? So in Chinese, the standard response to a knock on the door is 谁呀? And 谁, you know, means who. And ya is a particle that's used to soften a question. So you know, on the continuum of rude to polite, when you want to go out of your way to sound polite, you would add this ya at the end of 谁. Now be careful. I mean, if you just start sticking ya on the end of every question you make, you're going to make a bunch of mistakes. So you're going to want to pay attention to see where the Chinese use it. Where they use it, you use it. If you start trying to put it, to be creative and put it where you feel like you want to put it, then you're likely to start making some mistakes. But standard response, 谁呀? Who is it? Would be the standard translation. So I just kind of gave it away there. Let's advance to the next slide. Who is it? All right, you should know everything here to to be able to translate this. These are the people who are knocking on the door. As you can see, it's Wang Peng and Leo. And so the speaker says, and who is the speaker? Is it Wang Peng or Leo? The speaker says, 是我, Wang Peng, 还有 Leo. So break that down. Pause if you want to think about what it means, or write down what you think it means in English. It's me, Wang Peng, also Leo. So pay attention to this form of expression here. It's me, 是我. Okay? So in English we have this it is me. In Chinese, just these two characters, is me, is enough to express that concept. 是我, Wang Peng, 还有 Leo. So 请进, 请进, 快进来. So very typical way that a Chinese would invite guests into the house. There's an exclamation point here, showing, being very excited and going out of your way to be hospitable. The Chinese are very hospitable people. If you ever have a chance to go to China and visit someone in their home, you will never be treated the same as a guest again. They're just very, very kind to people coming into their homes. Jin is a very common character. It means enter. Qing, you remember from Unit 1, from 请问, the phrase for excuse me, please, right? Qing means please, 请进. So the meaning is please enter or please come in. 请进. Pause if you want and take a look at this whole sentence and see if you can pick it apart or translate it. 请进,请进,快进来. 来,我介绍一下,这是我姐姐高小英. Okay, 快. 快 is also very common. 快 just means fast, quick, or quickly, because it can be used as an adjective and an adverb as well. That's why you see the ly on the end here. So 请进,请进,快进来. Come in quickly. Okay. 进来. 请进,请进,快进来. So you know 快 is quick, and you're seeing Jin enter again. 快进来. So Lai is also a very common character. You're going to see that quite a bit. it means to come over. So Jin Lai, Jin is enter and Lai is to come in. So don't start trying to translate directly or you're going to get a headache. Just know that this character Jin, which means to enter, and this character come, Lai, which means come, together means to come in or to enter the house. Jin Lai. So essentially, Qing Jin and Jin Lai is essentially saying the same thing. Kuai Jin Lai. Qing Jin, please come in. Qing Jin, please come in. Kuai Jin Lai, come in quickly. Quickly come in. And then we see Lai again. Lai. So look at this. Lai, 我介绍一下。这是我姐姐高小英. So Gao Wenzhong is going to introduce his sister. So if you're standing on one side of the kitchen by the front door and your sister's at the other side of the kitchen and you want your guests to meet your sister, then you would say, oh, come over here. Come over here to this side of the kitchen. Let me introduce my sister. So that's what this Lai is here. Lai, he's asking them to come over to where his sister is. 来，我介绍一下，这是我姐姐高小英. So you know 介绍, and then you have this 一下. So what does that mean? And as I advance the slide, it appears that 介绍 is new to you as well. So 介绍 means to introduce. 介绍, to introduce someone to someone else. 介绍. So 请进, 快进来, 来, 我介绍一下. 这是我姐姐高小英. So I introduce, and then there's this 一下. So what is this 一下 doing? So 一下 is a phrase which means once. It can mean once or a bit, a little bit. But it's often tagged on the end of a verb to make it sound light or friendly. And I suggest you go to the textbook on page 126, and it will explain there how 一下 is used to soften the tone. So 我介绍 it sounds very abrupt, but 我介绍一下 makes it seem more light and friendly and polite. So that's what 一下 is doing. And as we progress in the textbook, you'll see 一下 being used to do just this. So you should have enough here now to understand what this sentence is saying. And if you want to pause and take a look at it and write down what you think the English is, do that. 请进, 快进来, 来, 我介绍一下, 这是我姐姐高小英. What does it mean? Okay, please come in, quickly come in. Come, let me introduce. This is my older sister, Gao Xiaoyan. So pay close attention to the expression here, because when you're asked to do the workbook exercises or in the quizzes, some of you, when you have to produce Chinese, you're producing it like it's English. So, for example, in English we would say, let me introduce you to my sister. Might be this is kind of funny English here. Probably not the best way to translate it. Because in English we would say, come in, let me introduce you to my sister. This is my sister, Gao Xiaoyan. In Chinese they don't do that. They say, 我介绍一下. So if you're standing there in a group of people and there's someone there that you don't know, but there's someone else there that knows both of you. So they're going to introduce the two of you together. So in Chinese, they wouldn't say, "Oh, let me introduce you to my friend." That's how we say it in English. That's not how they would do it in Chinese. So in China, if we were standing in a group of people and then someone was going to introduce you and me, they would start off by saying this: 我介绍一下. Hey, 你们, hey you guys, 你们, 我介绍一下. Let me make some introductions. Let me do some introductions. And then they'd follow with 这是我朋友, or 这是我老师, 这是我姐姐, 这是我爸爸, whoever it is. And that's how they would do it. So pay particular attention to the Chinese forms of expression. So after being introduced, Wang Peng and Liu say Xiaoyin, and they address her with her name, her given name. Xiaoyin, 你好, 认识你, 很高兴. So this whole phrase here, 认识你很高兴, you should remember this phrase because this is a standard phrase. A standard phrase to express what you might say after being introduced to someone. So I'm not going to tell you what it means because I want you to guess what it means, or make an educated guess at what it means. But you know 认识, 认识你很高兴. So now you know 高兴 means happy. So what does this all mean here? 认识你很高兴. All right, why don't you think about that for a minute. So, Xiaoyin, hello. I'm very happy to meet you, or nice to meet you, or glad to meet you. All right, we have various ways that we can express this in English. In Chinese, the standard expression for saying that you're happy to meet someone is just like this: 认识你很高兴. So memorize that whole phrase. 认识你很高兴. This is what you say when you're happy to meet someone. Okay, next. Xiaoyin says, so you just learned this, 认识你们. So she says 你们because she's addressing both Wang Peng and Liu. So 认识你们. Now, before we just saw 认识你很高兴. So we have men in here to make 你们. And then we added, Xiaoyin added this 我也很高兴. So Wang Peng and Liu are 很高兴 to know Xiaoyin, and Xiaoyin is also the same. So I kind of gave away what the meaning was here, but why don't you pause and write down a translation for this sentence. And if you came up with I'm also very happy to meet all of you, or something close to that, then you're right. And remember, with Chinese and English, or such is the case between any language, any two languages, is you're not translating word for word. Okay? Different languages have different ways of expressing similar concepts. So you can't just take I'm also very happy to meet you and just translate it directly into Chinese. 我也很高兴认识你们. If you tried to say that in Chinese, they'd be very confused because it's not how they would say it. 我也很高兴认识你们. They don't do that. They take this meet you here, we put it at the end. Proper Chinese expression is that this comes up to the beginning. 认识你们, that's what you say first. 认识你们. And then you say 我也很高兴. I also very happy. Okay? This is the standard expression. So the word order completely changes. This meet all of you comes right up to the front in Chinese expression. Okay?